I got rid of all the inflammation in my body in 60 days. After struggling for 6 years with painful bloating, moon face,
hell no, man. What the?
and being unable to lose any weight, now I can live a life that I love and feel confident in my skin because of the things that we're going to talk about in today's video. If you're struggling with a lot of inflammation in your body and you're constantly feeling weighed down, you're feeling heavy, and it's making you feel unmotivated and,
quite frankly,
Ugly.
I'm going to talk about 10 causes of why this might be happening to you and solutions and the things that I did in order to get rid of the inflammation in my body so that way I can help you level up and become the best version of yourself. If you are new to the channel, hello, welcome. I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel and become a part of the Queen community. Here we are so focused on making sure that you're leveling up and becoming the best version of yourself. And if that sounds like something that you are interested in, then become a part of the Queen family. Subscribe. Next, if you're looking for some free resources, I just released a free course and that will be down in the description so that way you can level up your feminine fitness. I am a personal trainer, mindset coach, and certified nutritionist, and I work with so many women to help them level up in all areas of their lives and make sure that they are implementing healthy habits that they can stick with and become the highest value woman that they can possibly be. Now, moving on to what is causing your inflammation. So the first thing should be an obvious one. You need to look at your diet because your diet is so important. Your diet determines how you feel, how much sleep you get, the quality of your sleep, your fitness, your vitality, your longevity. It literally controls so much. And when you can get a grip on what you're eating and making sure that you're not eating all kinds of processed foods and things that are going to make you
Ugly.
that will be such a life-changing thing. Changing the foods that I was eating changed my whole entire face shape. It changed the shape of my body. It literally transformed my life. And that's why I'm so passionate about nutrition and using your food as medicine because it is so healing. I got rid of heavy periods. I got rid of painful periods and bloating just through my food. And if I can do that, and I struggled with inflammation, hormonal issues, and even digestive issues, I know that you can do it too. So one of the most common reasons why people struggle with inflammation is because there's an excess amount of sugar in their diet. And people don't realize how much sugar is actually in their diet until we go through all the things that have sugar in them and how that sugar impacts your DNA, how that sugar impacts your mood. And there's different forms of sugar, but processed foods and foods that are high in trans fats and saturated fats are going to be the worst if you are trying to either detox your body or get rid of inflammation.
That sugar does that these other foodstuffs don't. Liver fat, cell aging, interfering with your brain's functioning to regulate how much to eat. That makes it toxic. The food industry has been upping and upping the dose over the past century, and in particular in the past 30 years, and they found that when they did that, we bought more. So this is their juggernaut, this is how they're making money, and they don't want to stop, and they won't stop.
You know, if you actually want to just take a scientific approach to analyzing the negative impacts of drugs, sugar would be at the top of the list. Sugar would be above heroines, methamphetamines, any other drug. If you attribute the deaths to sugar versus any other drug, it dwarfs it. You know, the fact that it doesn't, immediately make you high like an opioid right away, it actually makes it more dangerous. It's more nefarious, but it's highly addictive. If you do brain scans, which they've done, of the dopamine receptors in your brain with sugar versus opioids, it triggers the exact same parts of the brain.
So the solution for this, try to eat a healthier diet. But I know this is something that's very basic, but you need to define what healthy means for you. So when I'm working with my clients, I don't just tell them,
oh, you need to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli every day,
because that's not gonna work and that's not healthy. Even though these are healthier foods, healthy is going to put you in a good mental space. It's going to create this abundance in your life, and that's exactly what we want. We do not want you to feel restricted and have to cut out all of your favorite foods or do things that you don't enjoy, because that's not healthy. That's not enjoying life. And with my clients, we really want to make sure that we're doing things that you love. And a lot of the girls that come into the program, they're so surprised and shocked with how much food they're able to eat and how much they're able to incorporate fun foods and still lose weight and reduce inflammation. So finding what's healthy for you and what your body needs is so important. Number 2, another thing that causes inflammation is chronic stress. Now, for years, I was in such a survival mode state. I was so strongly rooted in my masculine energy, always trying to work, and work out, trying to lose weight and get fit and all this other stuff. And that's not what my body needed nor wanted. And I was not listening. I was not listening to what my body was asking from me, which was rest, which was peace, which was following my intuition. And until I started doing that, I wasn't able to get out of that survival state. Now, if you're interested in a whole separate video on how to get out of survival mode and reduce stress, leave it in the comments and I will get started on working on that video for you guys. Another thing that may cause inflammation is lack of physical activity. So what I mean by this is you sitting around every day of the week, not doing any physical activity. If you are a college student and you just walk from class to class, that's very light activity, but you going to school does not count for your physical activity unless you're walking a mile a day to get to your classes. Physical activity does not just have to be you going to the gym, but it could be hobbies. So for me, I love Pilates, I love dance, I love dancing and expressing myself in ways that feel good to my body. And this is so important, especially stepping into that feminine energy, creating a life that you love. Really incorporating these things is so helpful and changes your entire life. It gives you a whole new enjoyment for your body and life when you're expressing yourself in ways that you love. So make sure that you're doing this every day, even 10 minutes a day. Making sure that you're getting that physical activity in is so important. And we don't want you to sit around all day binging Netflix and trying to be lazy, sitting in bed all day, scrolling through TikTok for hours at a time. No. This is not going to elevate us to our highest self. You need to evaluate what is keeping you stuck and what can elevate you to your highest self. So the next one that I want to talk about is something that is so shocking to so many people, but it could be your environment. Environmental toxins and toxic products can really impact your hormones in a negative way. This goes for men and women, but with women especially, if we have a lot of toxic products in our house, our body will carry that as extra estrogen and store it in our body because it doesn't know what to do with it. It looks like a foreign substance that your body does not know how to process and absorb, so therefore it will store it in places, and that's why getting lymphatic drainage massages, washing, and making sure that you're draining your lymph nodes is so important to detoxing your drainage pathways and limiting the amount of hormonal disruptors and endocrine disruptors in your house. I didn't really understand this because I just thought, oh, it smells good, so I'm gonna use it. And all my girls at like Bath and Body Works, I know, so hard, I know. But you have to understand that a lot of these products that they have are so toxin filled and so dangerous for your body, and it can lead to estrogen buildup and a higher likelihood of you either developing some type of cancer and having hormonal issues, creating chronic stress, and that's not very helpful to your body. I go through this and teach all of my clients how to identify what products are toxic and harmful for their nervous system and for their health, because it's so important that you learn these things. And as women, taking care of our hormones to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and creating stability within our health and our mental clarity and all of those things is so important and life-changing. Next is going to be poor gut health. Now I have an entire video on gut health changes you can make, how to eliminate bloating, and ways that you can improve your gut health if you're struggling with that. So go check my channel for that video. But an imbalance of gut bacteria and always feeling bloated all of the time is a signal. When your body shows signals that it's not okay, it's our job to listen. It's our job and responsibility to take care of our body. Our body is a temple, and you should be treating your body like a garden and not a dumpster. A lack of sleep can also cause a lot of inflammation in your body. Sleep is one of the most important things that you need in order to reduce inflammation and heal your body. Your body goes through so many regenerative processes while you're sleeping and heals itself while you're sleeping. And if you can't get quality sleep, then you're not only going to stress out your body, but you're going to create a lot more cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and that's going to make it so difficult for you to get rid of this stress. Another thing that really impacts inflammation is going to be your alcohol consumption. I cannot even tell you how many women come into the program that are drinking alcohol and it's on a regular basis and they just don't understand how that's impacting their body. And once we go through how that impacts your body and we learn how to incorporate alcohol in a healthy way, their entire facial structure changes. Alcohol is basically like a flavored poison with sugar in it. And while having it in moderation is definitely okay, having alcohol every single day is not only going to mess up your liver and give you a higher chance of liver cancer and liver failure, but it's going to create so much bloat in your face and damage your gut lining and gut health. Alcohol is one of the deadliest things that you can consume and one of the most disease-causing drugs out there. And it's so crazy to think about because we're not taught these things at all. But doing the education behind how alcohol impacts the body, I was shocked when I got all of my certifications. I literally was so saddened because I have seen so many of my friends and family that drink alcohol recreationally and do it very consistently and develop health issues, and it's because we're really not taught how these things are really impacting our body. I think everyone knows that alcohol, too much consumption is not good, but I don't think a lot of people really understand why. So understanding your food sensitivities or allergies to certain foods is also super important. So for me, if I eat a diet that is extremely high in carbs, my body reacts very negatively to that, especially if it is a refined carb or things like bread and pasta. My body, it's not a gluten sensitivity. It's more so anything high in carb will make my body blow up. And I experimented with this and even eating things like bananas or oatmeal. And oatmeal is not as healthy as you think it is. But eating things that are really high in carbs and having a high carb diet is just something that doesn't suit me. Now, everyone is different. Everybody has different needs and different sensitivities, but learning what your body is sensitive to and listening to that, feeling how different your mood is after you eat something, feeling how your digestion is after you eat something. A common one that I see a lot of my clients have is like a bean sensitivity, like any type of beans or legumes. Another one that is really common is like a wheat sensitivity. But learning what your body is sensitive to is so important and will really help you to not only fight this inflammation, but it will give you an idea of what to stay away from, so that way you're helping your body got rid of the inflammation and what was causing the inflammation. While you are on your anti-inflammatory journey and your detoxing journey, you really have to try to limit the amount of caffeine that you are consuming. I got rid of as much caffeine in my diet as I possibly could because I realized that every time I consumed caffeine, I would not only be full of anxiety for the whole entire day, but I would also be so puffy in my face. It looked so round, it was not defined, and I could see my body start to change. And when you're drinking caffeine, especially on an empty stomach, that is the worst thing that you could do. The worst thing that you could do. On the internet, people consistently say that,
oh, well, if you're intermittent fasting or if you're fasting, drinking coffee on an empty stomach will help keep you full.
This is the worst advice, one of the worst things that I've ever heard, because you're wreaking havoc on your hormones and your hormone profile will be all over the place. And I see this with so many women, and it makes me so sad because there's just so much misinformation on the internet and everyone thinks that they're right. A lack of omega-3s in your diet can also be something that is causing inflammation. So look at how often you're having omega-3s in your diet. You'll get this from things like salmon, flax seeds, chia seeds, some healthy fats, very high quality supplements. I never recommend that you get the omega-3s in the soft gels or fish oil, anything like that, just because these fish oils can actually expire, and if they're expired, it is wreaking havoc on your body and your hormones. So if you're going to get a supplement, one of the best ones that I can recommend is probably a krill oil soft gel. And if you notice that you have a fishy taste after swallowing and after digesting the supplement with food, that means that the supplement is rancid and you need to get rid of it. The quality of your supplements really matter. Making sure that you're getting supplements and knowing why is super important as well, because you don't just want to be getting random supplements just because. With all of these things and all of these changes that I have made, I've seen such a difference in my body, and being able to teach you guys about this stuff really gives me so much passion and purpose. I have a free resource in the description. It's a free course that you can go through and learn more about your health and how you can take care of yourself and your mindset and your fitness. And again, if you're interested in coaching with me, I only have 5 spots available left, so it is first come, first serve. But even if my spots do fill up, I would love to connect with you on Instagram, because then I can give you some resources as well. Remember that this is a journey, and making that journey enjoyable to you is so important and impactful. If there's anything that you feel like I left out or something that helped you specifically with overcoming inflammation, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, become a part of the Queen community, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.